All right, let's do some quick news first. Three were announced. 3 new DC books were announced.
Okay.
In the last 24 hours. Dark Knights of Steel,
Which is supposed to be about...
which is Game of Thrones with Batman.
Okay.
Written by Tom Taylor.
Cool.
I can't remember the guy's first name, but Pewtree is the artist. So, I mean, it's going to look great. I saw the front, the cover will be right here. It's really cool looking. But he announced that today on Instagram. So,
Okay.
But looks cool.
We need another Batman title.
And I think it's his new Deceased type thing where he's just going to do story after
Deceased.
story.
I love Deceased.
In a DC characters in kind of a different setting.
Gotcha.
Then we get the one that I don't know about it so much, but the Robins #1 got announced, along with Robin and Batman got announced also.
So we're getting another like Batman and Robin.
These were 2 comics that they put out a list of books. I think it was about 6 months ago, and they had people vote on what book would they like to see made. And it had a whole bunch of names, and it was...
so it had like the writers
had the
attached
writer
to it?
and the artist attached to it and what the name of the book was. And
Gotcha.
kind of like a description.
Kind of like
There
a
were some
synopsis.
there were some cool ones in there. I don't remember them. I did not vote for the 2 that won.
I'll find the list.
Yeah.
Probably.
And so, but there were a couple cool ones in there. I can't remember. Jim Zub, I think, had one in there that I really thought looked cool. But what won is The Robins.
So is
Which
it like
is-
all the Robins?
It's all the Robins and this ass storyline. Here it is. There's a meeting of the Robins and a girl, I think,
Are we talking about Nightwing as well?
Yeah, he's in there, Dick Grayson, because it's about to shake him to his core. So a girl runs into their meeting room or whatever, I guess, during their little meeting, and claims to be the first Robin.
Okay.
AKA Dick Grayson wasn't the first Robin. There was somebody before him.
Okay.
That's the plot of the book.
That's it?
That's them figuring out if she really was an original Robin, which Bruce, do you know who this is? I mean, it's a
I feel like the
2-page book, done.
Yeah, I think
2-page book, done. But she's in danger or something or whatever. But
so basically this...
And it's just an adventure with all the Robins and then this new character.
Okay.
I'm surprised it's not written by James Tynion, but no. And then there's a new book called, not Batman and Robin, but Robin and Batman.
But it is a Batman and Robin book.
Correct. I believe it looks like it's Damian Wayne and Batman. And the Robins is a 6-part miniseries, and Robin and Batman is only a 3-part miniseries.
Okay.
So, but those all got announced in the last couple days. Like I said, I mean they look interesting at least. But holy crap, can we have some other books besides Batman books?
Yeah.
DC.
Also, they have Fear State, and then they have that vampire one coming out by James Tynion.
Yeah. Yes. So many Batman books. Okay, so let's talk about Variant Gate. Variant Gate
Dun, dun.
happened from when we're recording this about 3 or 4 days ago. It really started to hit the thing, hit the poop started to hit the fan. Walmart.
Oh, okay. We're talking about this. Got it.
Yeah, they're calling it Variant Gate
Okay.
because of the variant. So Walmart has 3-packs from Marvel. I think they're like $7.99 or $8.99.
Just Marvel.
Just Marvel.
Okay.
And so far, we'll see. And they're 3-packs, and you can buy them at Walmart. And inside these 3-packs, not so much early on, but every once in a while somebody would say they would found one, like a year ago, 6 months ago. They would be like, I found this weird 1 in 50 in my 3-pack. But it was like 1 out of every, 100 packs.
So good luck finding one.
Right. But then this new batch showed up. And it's about 2 out of every 3. So if you bought 3 packs, you're probably going to get 2 pretty decent books. and they're all ratio books or incentive variants, or some have incentive variants with and second printings in them. So sometimes you get 2 good books. I saw a ton of people when they were unboxing them got Thor 6 second printing.
Oh,
the one with the Thanos on the cover.
The wrapper.
That was running. It was running about what, like 10 to $20, right?
Yeah. There's like a black and white.
Yeah,
one.
that one's
that one's like the $100 one.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 1 in 50 of the
second printing or whatever.
Yeah, which was going to be low anyway. So, but that's not really what's making people mad.
No,
right?
What's making people mad is inside these variants. Sometimes there's 1 in 1,000s, 1 in 2,000s. And then Patrick Gleason and a couple other guys who run their own shops, their own stores online, somehow their store exclusives have ended up in these 3-packs.
That's not okay.
And they want to know how. How is it happening?
Right, because this is supposed to be for their shop only. It's supposed to be for their loyal fans. Their
right.
Yeah.
I saw another guy open one. I watched a video yesterday where a guy opened one. I think it was Unknown Comics. That's an online, right?
It's an online
store. A guy found an Unknown Comics variant. In his pack.
Okay.
And he's like, and he actually turns him over and he's like, "Oh, Unknown Comics. I wonder how that got in here." And he even says it when he's looking at it. So
that is not
I
good.
I have a working theory.
Okay.
Of what's happened.
A Hugh theory.
A Hugh theory. My working theory is Diamond Distribution losing the Marvel account. Marvel going to Random House, and they have a warehouse full of books from the last year and a half. And that includes those variants. And sometimes, say, said store Unknown Comics, you have to order a certain amount of books to do a print run. So Unknown Comics orders 3,000 of the trade variant and 1,000 of the Virgin variant, or 500 of the Virgin variant, and so on, and then tells their customers there's 500 of it.
Right.
Or 300 to make it rarer. But the problem is you can't order 300 books. You have to order 500. So now there's 200 extra books sitting somewhere. Now, Unknown Comics may have Diamond Distribution hold some of those.
Well, I know that they also probably go through and see if there's any damages or whatever.
Right, and they hold them for that. They hold on to them just in case there were damages. We can still send you one out. But those books after that are supposed to be destroyed, or I'm assuming sent to Unknown Comics so they can like mark up the covers or
do whatever they want with them. My question is, well, like Comic Tom has an exclusive. I wonder if someone's found one of his, because they're also supposed to be an exclusive for his mail call thing.
Right. But depends on how big of a print run he does. If he gets all of the books, so like if
I'm assuming he has to get them through Diamond, just like everyone else.
Right, but he goes through whoever the printer is and distributors. Like he calls up Marvel and he says, "I'll take 3,000 of Women of Marvel" or whatever. Right. But he has a large subscription base, so when he's doing that, generally, it's like 3,000 books. I mean, so that's above print run. It's the ones where there's only 200 of them and 300 of them, like Scout Comics,
Right.
I mean, they may use a different printer so they can print a shorter run, but I know Marvel and DC and Image and those, they have a minimum.
But this is just Marvel books too, right? This is...
So far.
Okay.
Because if those books are sitting at Diamond...
There's likely...
Now DC else pulled their books from Diamond a year ago.
Yeah.
So there's probably not any DC books. But Image and Boom and IDW, those books are still sitting there, I would guess. There's a warehouse of them. And now, if I'm those companies, I'm calling up Diamond Distribution and I'm going, I need
proof that you
I,
burnt or
I might not
destroyed
even
them.
call them. I may just show up and be like, I need a walkthrough of your facility, and I'm going to check I'm going to do spot checks on your boxes.
Yeah.
Where are the IDW books? We need to see them now.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to be like, because it's the only way I can think of them getting these variants out is the fact that they were in some section of the warehouse and Diamond's probably pissed. They lost the Marvel account, they lost the DC account. They're going to keep...
They're the two biggest accounts they have.
Right. They're not going to be able to survive without those two accounts. The local LCSs can now order from Random House. Random House offers free shipping.
That's nice.
Yeah. Diamond doesn't offer that.
Why not? They're a huge corporation.
Well, they're not. That's the thing. They're like a family-owned thing, and they had like a little mafia 100% ownership of comic distribution in it.
So they didn't have to care.
That's correct. That's the problem with Monopoly, which we'll talk about later in grading books. So this is what I believe, and I don't know if they'll ever be able to prove it, or we probably won't even hear about it, but my guess is that Diamond's probably like, F Marvel.
Right.
But F them. We're just gonna ship them out. What do we care? We have extra books. We need to fill those packs with 3 books.
We don't care anymore.
Correct,
We're losing them anyways. Why not?
Right. Walmart called up. They offered us pennies on the dollar for 3 book sets. Mm-hmm. We're gonna put them. We're gonna shrink wrap them as cheap as we can, and we're gonna ship them out until we don't have any in our warehouse.
And then we're done.
Yep. And that again, that would be my guess. If they find out some other thing, maybe they'll let us know. But I don't know how those I don't know how the Patrick Gleason ones would get into a 3-pack.
So you got some though.
Yes.
What did you get?
I got a whole bunch because I bought as many packs as I could find.
Right.
I opened another one this morning, but I didn't get anything in that one. Okay. I found one more pack.
So, but what did you get? Like what you were talking did you get like 500?
I got a 1 in 500s. I got a 1 in 1,000. And
what's
again,
the ratio breakdown you would say? If you had to be like, okay, here's how many 1 in 100s, 1 in 500s, 1 in 1,000s I got. What would you think the breakdown of?
Well, obviously there was more 1 in 25s and 1 in 50s printed than the other.
Right.
So the breakdown is harder to end up with a 1 in 1,000 than it is anything else.
Right.
But the 1 in 25s and the store and the variants, like the 1 per LCS comics.
Oh yeah. Are those showing up pretty easily?
Yes. And second printings, which shouldn't be as prevalent as they should be, are showing up.
Aren't usually the LCS ones just like the main cover but a virgin?
No. They do they did the Stormbreakers this past year, so where there were 5 or 6 of them, where there was 1 per store variant. Spider-Man was done by Cabello, and one was a Momoko, one was a but I think RG Silva did one. I mean, it was just whoever was in that Stormbreakers group this year, the new artists. So if I'm Marvel and I didn't do this, I'm pissed. If I'm a store owner, I'm pissed. If I'm one of the
stores who got exclusives,
one of the .coms that had an exclusive, and now my exclusives are out in the wild, and now I can't tell people that there were only this many, because now there's obviously more than that, which makes them all look bad.
Where does Bad Idea get their comics from?
I don't know. I think they probably print their own stuff because their books are
I know it's low, but
Behemoth. Well, they print their own books. They do their own distribution. They don't go through Diamond.
Oh, I was just saying,
they don't go through Diamond. So I think all this stuff. Like I said, I would be amazed if Diamond can survive 6 to 8 months after October, because I think October is when the books start shipping direct from Random House.
I think it might be sooner.
I think it's the October books. I don't know what day that is. I think it might be soon.
Yeah. We're talking FOC.
Yeah,
For,
I think.
well, that would start September then.
So,
FOC starts for September.
yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean, September would start the books for.
When that happens, I think you can pretty much just start counting down the days, I would assume, because I will be shocked if Image, IDW, I know Scout already is going through Lunar,
Lunar is the one with DC.
DC. So I will not be shocked if the smaller companies don't jump to Random House or Lunar, but probably Random House. They're a bigger operation.
Well, and they have an incentive going through them because then they might be able to get their books out into a higher audience because of Barnes
Right.
& Noble, Target, Fred Meyer.
And also the
Walmart.
LCSs will like them going with that. The free shipping thing that's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a really good deal
So,
because then you could potentially order more then.
I mean, they're losing a percentage of their discount that
Right.
Diamond was giving them, but then there's no shipping. But it'll be interesting to see how long they last. But this variant gate thing was a giant mess up. Now, the one good thing it is the people like us, our end, the buyer. It's cool. It's like a lottery pull ticket where you're like, holy crap, I just got to go find some and buy them, and maybe I get lucky, you know?
Yeah.
And I get one in 500 out of a 4 or 5 packs, pays for all my packs, and I make a little extra money, you know? Or you're looking for the 1 in 500 Silver Surfer.
Yeah, didn't the guy,
Yeah.
while you were at Walmart, he just paid you $300 on the spot for
Yeah.
it? He's
That's a
like,
good
do you
deal.
have it? I want it.
Yeah,
And I
that's what he's looking for. And there were the Bushima 1 in 1,000.
These are way back, right? This is like during 2020 kind of thing, right? Like these are the
I think-
books that you're seeing
No, I mean, there's some books from now.
as well. So it's just kind of a mashup
Yeah.
of just stuff.
Yeah, because one of the 3 packs is Extreme Carnage
Oh,
on the cover.
Okay.
The one from just like 4
Couple
weeks
of
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And supposedly that's a Walmart exclusive. Like, I don't know, the
Oh,
color
gotcha.
color must be changed on the cover or something, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like an Alien #1 pack.
okay.
That I've seen a lot of the Alien 1 packs, with the 3rd book being like a pretty good ratio book.
Gotcha.
So, but good. I mean, good luck finding some. I mean, maybe if you're in mid America or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I went to
3 Walmarts, 4 Walmarts.
I don't know, like 6 Walmarts, 7 Walmarts. It was a lot. It was literally on my phone. Next Walmart. You know.
Is it all the Walmarts or is it like specific?
No,
Walmarts?
some of them have them, some of them don't. I mean, it's just, and also, you got to ask because normally the comic books at Walmart are stuck next to the Pokemon and
that or at
football cards.
not at the magazine area.
No,
Interesting.
and usually they're in that section. But because of the problem with Pokemon and trading cards
Right.
over the last 3 months, where people are fighting in the parking lot over Pokemon cards and football trading cards and stuff, they don't have any on the shelf.
Right.
I did go to one over on Eastport here in Portland, and they still are carrying their Pokemon cards and their football cards, but they're locked in a cabinet,
You gotta ask.
like the razors and cigarettes.
Yeah.
You got to ask for somebody. They come by with a key and they hand you how many packs you want.
Yeah.
So
Is that all for news or we got more?
no, I got one more thing.
Thought we did.
That's a crazy news story though. That's a news story that's going to keep coming out.
For the next
Over-
couple of weeks. And we'll probably keep on reporting on it then.
If I'm Marvel, I'm calling Walmart and telling them to pull all those books.
Yeah.
I would have already done that if I was Marvel.
Yeah.
I said, you need to pull all those packs.
It might be happening.
So, and then if I'm them, I'm calling Diamond. If Diamond's the one who shipped them out, and I don't know if it was Diamond, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm calling
Well,
Diamond.
who
and
else would have done it?
I'm like, Diamond, you got to pull all those back.
Yeah.
Because people like, Patrick Gleason. I mean, if I'm Patrick Gleason, I'm suing.
Suing.
I'm suing Diamond Distribution.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're not supposed to have more of these. Why do you have more
Right.
of these?
And they're for
You're
my
supposed
store
to have
only.
given me.
And they're my store only. Why are you giving them out in something other than my store?
Right.
So, but let's talk about Substack.
Let's talk about it. We got Scotty Young, James Tynion,
Today,
Nick Spencer.
Chip Zdarsky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's putting out a book through Substack.
Okay. That's 4 people.
So
Those are 4.
it's a bunch. It's a lot, and it's a lot of the big names.
Yeah.
So
Have we got Scott Snyder on it?
yes, Snyder's involved.
Tom Taylor.
I don't know. I haven't heard him announce it yet. Again, okay. So Substack is
It's a newsletter subscription service.
owned and operated, I think, by the guy who owns LinkedIn.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
I did-
multi-million dollar dude.
Did a little bit of digging. So I don't know how much money that guy has. I don't think he's like uber rich. Does anybody really use LinkedIn anymore?
No,
I mean, I don't.
I never.
Yeah, I mean, it's an old app, and and it's basically a business app. So I mean, it's not like people are just lining up to sign up to it.
Right.
But I mean, he may have $100 million. I don't know, but he put it out and got investors, and he got a $65 million up front for Substack. Okay,
Okay.
so I can tell you right now, again, this is a brain figuring it. This is how this works. He got to Nick Spencer somehow.
Yeah, you called up Nick Spencer.
Nick Spencer was the first guy to join on board, and I don't believe Nick Spencer has a book or anything he's doing. He's behind the scenes running Substack.
So he's the guy.
So he's leaving.
Doing the ropes
He's leaving Spider-Man,
and just leaving in general.
and going to Substack. He's going to run Substack. They're going to use Substack as kind of a comic book Patreon. That's all I can see that it's being used as.
It looks like that. I went on there yesterday.
Except, here's the thing. Without actual paper books, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
I mean, let me try to explain. And here's the thing. Comic book writers don't get paid a lot.
I get it. Yeah.
They don't make a lot of money. So this guy from LinkedIn gets $65 million, goes to Nick Spencer, offers Nick Spencer, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000, I don't know, something. Come on board, run Substack. Okay, well that's more money than Nick Spencer made writing Spider-Man.
Writing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he tells him, hey, get a bunch of your other guys. This is what I'm offering. Because he's going to take a percentage of that $65 million he got, and he's going to invest it in big name creators. Scott Snyder,
James
Tynion, Scotty Young, whoever, and they all got paid. All of them. They all got upfront money to join Substack.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Correct. They got a giant cachet of money.
Here's your check. Join
Here's your
this
check.
group.
And why wouldn't they take it? Now, in their minds, I would probably assume they're just like, I'm going to take the money, but this thing's going to be dead in a year.
Right. Like James Tynion is an avid reader of comic books himself as well.
Yeah.
So he understands that the market is still with paper.
And again, and maybe and I read some stuff that said some people are going to have paper books. They're going to print books.
Well, I looked at James Tynion because I'm a huge fan of James Tynion. He's gonna have 4 books, 4 exclusive covers or whatever
Right.
on Substack,
Right.
and you have to pay $200 a year for it.
I mean, all right.
That's like all that it was, and he already has a newsletter. And the thing about Substack, that's I think is the downfall of it already, is that you have a free option. You can just join their newsletter for free, and then you don't have to do anything else, which I'm assuming is just what's going to happen eventually.
Like I said, I joined Scotty Young's newsletter
For free.
for free. I did not pay the $7 to, I don't know what, you just get access or whatever to his Substack. like the extra additional, the director's cut.
Right.
And then if you paid $300, then you got physical books, 2 of them.
Of the fairy tale one.
Yeah, I hate Fairyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's bringing Gert back for I Hate Fairyland, which is fine. But I'm assuming he's still going to do that at Image, and there's going to be those copies. You're just going to get variant covers or something from Substack.
Right.
It's baffling. Again, Patreon already does this, basically.
Yeah.
So this guy from LinkedIn who's basically created a comic book Patreon, I guess. I mean, they're cool if you're handing out money to comic writers, cool, because I like them and they should get paid.
Yeah, but they're like, again, you're not going to get a ton of people. You're going to get a ton of people. Yeah, sure, I'll sign up for the newsletter for free, and maybe there'll be some people that will do it, but
right,
it's not going to be lucrative in the long run.
Well, it's lucrative for the writers right now.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
That's why they're going to hop on and do it.
It's not going to be lucrative for the LinkedIn guy and Substack, and it's not going to be...
For Nick Spencer, it's not going to be lucrative.
I mean, again, he got paid.
I know, but again, at the end of the day, if you want to keep on being the person or the...
He can always go back to writing Spider-Man. If this thing fails, he can always be like, all right, I'm going to go over and write Batman, whatever.
Right, same with James Tynion and all these guys.
Tynion's leaving Batman. Nick Spencer could jump on that job now.
Yeah. Well, dude, the thing is Tynion still... He's leaving Batman, but he's not leaving all of his books.
Yeah, the only books he's staying on his books. He's leaving all other books.
Right.
If it's not an IP book for him,
so
he's not doing.
Well, he's doing Nice House on the Lake, and that's a DC book. He owns that though. Yeah, because it's Black Label. It's
Black Label. He owns it. He created it. That's all it is.
Right. So, like,
I mean, sure, DC has the rights to publish it, and print it, but
nothing much.
Yeah,
since that.
But everything else, I mean, Tynion's only going to do stuff that involves his own stuff. Mm-hmm. He's not going to take side jobs because Substack just paid him a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
For at least a year, you would assume. Maybe 2. I mean, they got $65 million. Throw a couple. I mean, there've been people who've tried stuff like this in the past, and sometimes I thought they were better. There was a better idea than this Substack back in the day. Guy in Florida created a company called CrossGen.
Sounds familiar.
They have a whole bunch of books in the back bins because they're defunct now. Mm-hmm. But he created Mark Waid worked there. Greg Land, he did Sojourn. Whenever you look at a Greg Land book and you see a girl, it just looks like the girl from Sojourn. Mm-hmm. They had an actual office, and all the writers and the artists went there Monday through Friday and worked 9 to 5.
Right.
So it was different. They were employees of a company instead of,
You can do this at home and...
Right. Independent contractor.
Manage it, yeah.
Independent contracting.
However much you want to do, you get.
Instead, it was this business, and it was a neat idea.
But it's basically the same thing.
Well, it was just people got paid to show up and work and do their projects.
Whatever projects they wanted to do.
Well, they had to be in the Sojourn. They had to be in the CrossGen universe. Okay. All the characters had each main character in the book had this little sigil thing, like a tattoo or something that looked kind of like the piece, the Pisces thing. It was an interesting idea. It didn't work. Right. It would have probably been better if they had just let people come on board and do whatever they wanted and not have to worry about the universe.
Right.
I think there was maybe one book that wasn't involved in the universe, the CrossGen universe. I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. But it was a good idea. It just didn't work.
Well, dude, we found out that digital doesn't work. You're not. We've talked about this before. You're not bringing in new customers, really.
Nope.
So when you are like, hey, we're gonna do this digitally, all the old guys are gonna be like, well, I've been reading comics forever
Right.
paper.
Then what happens is
So I don't care for the digital ones.
those people just cut new books out of their lexicon. They okay, no new books, and then they're just collecting comics,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Yeah. And then if it comes out on a trade paperback, maybe they'll read it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm a comic book reader, but I also am a comic book collector. But I like the feel of reading a comic book. I have an iPad. I've tried to read comic books digitally.
It's boring.
It's just I don't like the feel of it as much as I do this. So, and there is that thing, that collectability thing, that I need this. And I
To
put this
say
in
that
my
I own this.
I have it in my collection. I have a hard copy of that. I can go, hey Spencer, hey, you should read this. It's a really good book. Here, have it. Read this. Can't do that digitally. I mean, I could illegally,
Right.
but I'm assuming this will be a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to read books digitally. I'm not going to read. If you send me a book, a comic book through my email, and it's in my email, I'm just.
How many people check their email?
I mean, I do all day long.
Well, yeah, but you
But I'm not gonna.
help run a company.
Yeah, but I'm just not gonna read a book where maybe they make it so I can just scroll through the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's interesting. I mean, like,
Good for the writers who jumped on to get the
Yeah.
the payout, and then
Yeah.
we all know that you'll probably be back on something sooner.
I
rather
mean,
than
the
later.
thing is, most of them had their own websites already.
Yeah, like James Tynion had a newsletter.
Scotty Young has a website.
If you were a fan of theirs, you already were subscribed to their newsletter.
Now it's just another access point.
Exactly.
It doesn't move the needle for me. Again, if they announce that they're going to be just putting out regular books, like Substack is going to work with Boom or Image or something,
Where they actually can have the books out.
and they're going to, and maybe they come out through kind of like what DC does, digital first, and then the book comes out a couple months later. Issue 1 comes out, but it's been out on digital for a month or two.
Right.
Cool. And maybe you only put out the stuff that's popular.
Yeah.
Then that works. But other than that, we'll revisit this at around Christmas time and see how it's going for Substack.